Timer's ticking. Last chance to hit those likes. Let's get the party started. Yo! What's up, fellas? Interactive, skillful, DJ. We got Flexa in the house. Yanni, Dan Dangle. What's up, fellas? I said today. I think I'm gonna turn into the Joker, guys. Today I caught myself laughing. Right? You guys ever just stare at the computer and nothing's going on? You just catch yourself laughing because you're just going insane. It is getting to that point. As I think we are on day number 66 of the range. You guys want yo louder? I don't want to blow your speakers, so if you want to turn them down, we can do it louder. But what's going on, fellas? Happy Tuesday, guys. As we await the next move for Bitcoin, which we know is going to be an explosive move because shit is tight as shit. And we got the fractals to look at. We got everything to look at today, guys. Not much has changed since, the last 5 days. but we're slowly getting through it. What's going on? My beard is at record length here. Yes, it is. I am not shaving until Bitcoin gets out of the range, my fellas. Anyways, let's get the chart rolling in here. And let's talk some charts, man. I mean, a lot of the shit's the same as yesterday, guys. I mean, like we said, the last 2 days, I've showed you guys what I think is going to happen, where I think we are in the cycle, and whatnot. Should I just keep the beard on the whole stream? I might as well keep the beard on the whole stream, man. At this point, no one would be surprised. I bet everyone coming into the stream right now also has a long beard from the boring market right now. Just looking absolutely disheveled, you know what I mean? Please tell me you're doing TA on Ben. Oh, Ben coin, man. I'll take a look. I'm not gonna be an absolute hater on it, but I'll take a look. That's not a mustache. The beard's going to new lows. Oh, facts, man. Facts. All right. So everything we've been talking about today, guys. I have the meme triangle drawn. Guys, we talked about this meme triangle. Everyone's looking at this meme triangle. We broke the meme triangle to the upside. If it's going to be like what I typically see with these triangles, and I hope I'm wrong, I hope Bitcoin kind of just pumps up here. But what do we know about these meme symmetrical triangles? The most meme pattern there is. They tend to do they tend to do false breakouts, right? They tend to break out in one direction and then come right back in the opposite direction. I will tell you, if Bitcoin fakes this breakout and comes back down, which I'm expecting it to do just based off what it's done the past 2 weeks, I think I might go insane, but we'll see. We did technically break out of the meme triangle. We are back testing the meme triangle. I'm just not very confident in the meme triangle holding, but you know, like I said, we'll see what happens in here. I really don't care about the short-term time frames. You guys know I've been saying that. The short-term time frames are completely meaningless. They've been meaningless. I mean, like, unless you're trading like the super short-term time frames, they've been relatively meaningless since about March. So that's about where we're at with that. I'm not going to spend too much time with that. Already faked down twice, so maybe it holds. Maybe it does, man. I'm hoping it does. I'm hoping it does. Crab market, says Esau. Yeah, I mean, it's the crab market, but like we've been talking about the last few days, guys, I am excited for what's to come. It's just boring as shit right now. And I like I said, we all find ourselves super, you know, just getting impatient and stuff like that. You can see it in the chat and stuff, but you know, like we've been talking about, man, I do think we're following exactly what we did in 2020 and 2015. Basically, before we went into a bullish trend. I showed you guys this, you know, yesterday. I showed you guys this the day before, but, you know, just for anyone who hasn't seen this yet, make sure you smack up the like button, by the way, guys. I don't like shilling the like button, but, man, in these times, we need to shield the like button. there ain't anyone new coming in crypto. They'll be here in a few months, I bet. But for right now, like, you know, guys, we would talk about, like, the 2020, similarities to 2020, and just kind of getting through this boring patch in here, man, right? You know, we sort of said this morning on the member stream this morning, we have two scenarios. Like, are we here, right here, where we already did find our low, and now we're kind of just going to be painting, like, you know, this would be even more sideways, but we kind of work ourselves back up. We come back down for a second higher low, and then we kind of work ourselves up after that. Or did we already see that second low, and are we in something like right around here? Where this initial dump didn't go as low as it did in 2020, and we're now just kind of in this zone where we would get a move up faster. That's kind of where I'm at, and like kind of like we've been saying, man, is it going to still drop to 25K? Certainly could be a scenario. Like, I have no idea what's going to happen in the short term. I'm just pretty confident that we are going to see, you know, what we've seen in the previous two cycles, which at this point is like this chop in here. Eventually, right? Eventually this chop kind of gives way, and eventually you see higher prices, right? It's just a matter of when. and we're going to get through it together, man. We are going to be here getting through this boring time together, and it will be worth it, okay? It will be freaking worth it. You guys are going to find me... You guys are going to find me looking like this by the time we break out. Man. Shit. Guys, it's the year 2030. And Bitcoin's still at 27K. Are we ever leaving this range, or we will be here forever? No, in all seriousness, guys, I like I said, like... to me, I think by the middle of June, I think we're going to see that next leg to the upside. But just a matter of time, in my opinion. What's going to cause that? My opinion, it's going to be CPI and then the Fed pause that causes that. That combined with the debt ceiling being raised, which the market's being scared of right now. All those three things, I think, will combine with get us up to higher prices. But like I said, in the meantime, we're kind of just waiting for that. And why am I confident in this level holding? Like, not just the fractals, right? We have the fractals from 2020 and 2014, right? But kind of like two other reasons we've been talking about. I'm just going to quickly go through these. You guys have heard my ramble on these. But like I say, like, we're at the 200-week moving average. Historically, that's been major support for Bitcoin. Major support for Bitcoin. We actually only broke that once in June 2022. That's the only time Bitcoin's actually broken through that. So, like, obviously we broke it in 2020, but we actually closed above. But you know, right over here, right? We're sitting right on top of that. We're also right near the bull market support band, right? Right in this zone. So this like 25K to 26K region is where I'm expecting Bitcoin to hold. It's just a matter of when we're going to get that bounce. Oh, man, dude. Like I said, guys, I'm slowly turning into the Joker. But it's all good, man. It's all good. It's all good. Like I said, guys, we're going to get through this together, man. Mike said, yeah, Mike, that's the kind of market we're in right now. That's the kind of market we're in right now, bro. And like I said, the slower that gets, the better. Because this is the time period, where, like I said, where everyone gets bored. And what do people do when they're bored? They don't buy, because they only want to buy during euphoric periods, right? I'm thinking about the general person out there, not necessarily you guys. But they only buy during euphoric periods, not when everyone's bored, okay? And right, I mean, it's just, you know, it's people tend to also sell during boring periods because they're losing patience, especially when the stock market's going up and crypto's not. A lot of people lose patience. They sell their crypto to get into stocks or get into something else that's going up, or just get into cash, right? Because they're scared, right? That's kind of the market we're in. So I take that as a good thing, but it's also painful for us to have to sit here and wait for that time capitulation phase in here, man, and just to get everyone super bored out. You know, Mike Dawson said, I'm never leaving. We ain't leaving, bro. Let's see. I usually rub one out when I'm bored. Facts, man, facts. But yeah, that's about where we're at, man. Listen, at the end of the day, I think most people are bored just because altcoins aren't doing anything, right? At the end of the day, Bitcoin had a 100% rally to the upside, and then it is down currently 12% from that point. So, like, it's not like Bitcoin's doing bad, right? It's just the fact that altcoins aren't moving. That's why there's no euphoria in the market. Bitcoin's doing great, but altcoins ain't, right? But my whole point with altcoins here is I do think on this next leg for Bitcoin, altcoins will catch a bid, right? And I've said this many different times. Like, there's many reasons for that. One, we go to total market cap, man, and this is obviously the whole market cap for crypto, right? The entire market crap for crypto. Market crap. It actually kind of makes sense at the moment. The market crap. But look at where we're at, guys. The weekly Bollinger Bands for total market cap are the tightest they've been in history. In the history of crypto. This is the most unvolatile period on the weekly time frame that we've seen in history of Bitcoin. Absolutely insane that we're going through right now, right? And you could tell, I could tell, we could all tell this is the most insane I've ever been. And it shows, right? You look at the BBWP, which measures the sort of just the non-volatility in the market. It's at the lowest it's ever been in history, right? Literally getting the blue bars for the first time in the history of crypto. Like, that is insane, right? But where we are in this, and I went back and I looked, right, and we sort of looked at the time frames where Bitcoin's been low volatility, but back tested the middle of the Bollinger Band, right? So the middle of the Bollinger Band is just the bull market support band, right? It's the 20-week moving average. So I'll just take off the Bollinger Band and put on the bull market support band. But you can see right here that we back tested it once, we back tested it again. And historically, like that's the point where you see a bounce for total if the move is going to continue, right? 2020, obviously, we never broke it, right? We never broke it. We held it, and we just continued up, right? 2019, same kind of thing. We just kind of continued to hold it. And then even in 2015, where this was like a slow grind. And I actually think that we're doing something like this. Based off everything I look at, I think we're doing something like this, where it's going to be a slow grind to the upside. Not like this like huge move where everyone's expecting 20x in like 3 months. I think it's going to be more of this slow freaking grind where we just back test, we back test, we back test, we back test, we back test, right? Kind of slowly, and every time people getting afraid, right? And we're kind of right here, right? We're either right here or somewhere in that zone. But yeah, you can see, dude, I mean, the next move is going to be huge. I'm telling you guys, like, I'm not just saying that. This is insane lack of volatility. Like, I have never seen anything like this in my life. This is insane. So the next move is going to be explosive. And it makes sense because altcoins ain't doing shit, right? Holy shit. Smack the likes, man. Let's go. Interactive's always in here telling people to smack the likes. Appreciate you, Interactive. Brian said that was the bull market support band. I thought you were just happy to see us. Brian, I also am happy to see you, man. I'm very happy to see you, Brian. I am, man. I'm always happy to see you guys, right? I am very happy. But yeah, so that's total. And you guys kind of know the reason why I'm sort of, hyped up on altcoins a little bit, and not so much like I think we're going to moon right this second, but as far as them being at like the accumulation ranges, and you saw the thumbnail, like this could possibly, right, and I could be wrong, this could possibly be the final sort of accumulation phase for altcoins, just based off what we did in 2020, right? This is Ethereum Classic, same accumulation pattern that I had in 2020, literally to the T. Right in here, right? Just making higher lows. And I think we're somewhere right in here, right? Not going to the moon right away, but I think we're about to get to that final sort of phase where the market's super bored, like it is now, and people kind of ditch it, or, people ditch the market. People like say, whatever, it's never going to freaking move. And whenever people say that, that's exactly when you get the huge moves. And then, we sort of see that move like on Ethereum Classic here. Just for an example, right? Not saying Ethereum Classic in general, but I'm just using this for where I think altcoins are in general, right? Somewhere right in there. I miss playing the pump song every day and dumping on retail. Let's go. The pump, that's so true, man. Me too, man. I miss those days. They'll be back. They'll be back, man. Right? They'll be back. And I'll be looking at these opportunities. This is the time where most people don't look for opportunities, but like this is the time where you should look for opportunities. You should be waiting for the market to freaking go berserk and then looking for opportunities. You should be looking at where all its support. Like I can go through every altcoin chart like I had the last few days, man. they all are at support. Every single one of them is at a macro support level, like huge support. Right? I gotta look for a bounce. Who am I to be bearish when these are at support? It doesn't even make sense. Maybe they break down, but as we always like to say, you treat support as support until it breaks. You know what I'm saying? But shit, man. Shit, let's go back to BTC. Not that I necessarily think Bitcoin's going to do anything here. Let's see. Who we got in here? Who we got? Wayne said the USA went to the moon faster than Bitcoin. Facts, Wayne. That is true. That is very, very true. That is very, very true. Actually, I mean, people are joking, right? But actually, Bitcoin's performing very well here. People like to joke and stuff like that. But, as always, it's not Bitcoin that's performing bad. It's alts, right? Bitcoin's actually, if you just look at like what it has historically done, it's like actually like kind of right where it should be in theory. I actually think we're like right here. This is my opinion, right? And I know it's sort of a hot take and people will disagree with me. I actually think we're like right in here, like this. I actually think we're going to follow the 2015 cycle more than the 2019 cycle. I think we're right in here. Look at the similarities where we bottomed out right here, right in here, right? That was the bottom on a wick, right? We came up, came down again, right? Came up, came down again. I think we're somewhere right in here. That's my take. People will disagree because they'll be like, Jordan, how the hell is Bitcoin gonna do this? But as soon as I hear that, that makes me more confident, right? That makes me way more confident. BTC is my daddy. Facts, man. We all need a daddy in this life, We all need a freaking daddy. If you don't have a daddy, well, there's a higher, statistically, if you don't have a daddy, there's a higher chance you got some issues. I'm not just saying that is a fact. If you don't got a daddy, you probably got some mental issues. Listen, I have a daddy, and I still got mental issues, so I ain't hating. I got many, many mental issues, guys. Seriously, I think we all got mental issues. At this point, if you've been in crypto for long enough, you've got plenty of mental issues. But yeah, that's kind of Bitcoin, guys. We're just kind of waiting out. It's kind of just the same thought process as it's been. Just kind of waiting for these moves to play out, man. And all this time you're gonna hear, oh, Bitcoin's gonna go to 10K, Bitcoin's gonna go to 15K. I'm pretty confident that's not gonna happen. It could, right? I always say never, but I'm pretty confident, unless like this debt, like unless like the debt ceiling doesn't get raised or some shit, we ain't. I don't think we're going to 15K or 10K, right? I shouldn't even have to say that, right? We're above the 200 week, we're above the bull market support band. In the history of Bitcoin, when you're above those, you're in a bullish trend, right? So that's kind of where we're at, guys. It's like, it's kind of like one of those things. It's, we can look at this random thing or this random thing and that random thing, but it's like, I'm just going to tell you guys what I think is important, right? And sort of go with that, and just kind of chip at these days, day by day, and kind of get through these, right? But, look at all these alts, man. ETC, doing the same thing as 2020. We've gone through a million of these, man. I'm just going to keep showing you guys these, right? Doge, same exact price action as 2020. Right, we're somewhere right in here. We're kind of in that boring phase, right in here, right? We've gone over Theta, same price action as 2020. Obviously, you had the COVID dips. You went a little bit lower, right, on this last dip in here, but that was COVID. It's a one-off, right? But you're kind of doing the same price action as 2020, right? Before you went up, right in here, right? Just like that. But yeah, man. Let's get it. And then I can just go to every altcoin chart and show you guys, like Uniswap. Look where Uniswap is. Oh shit! This is actually I want you to go over to this chart. Look at Uniswap. Right at the weekly range support levels in here. Right. Once again, like if you're gonna get in shit, don't be horse guy and wait till it pumps. You know what I mean? Like, no matter how many times you tell that to people, you always wait till it pumps. You know what I mean? Like that's always what it is. But yeah, Uniswap in the weekly range that it's been in since September of last year at the lows. I'm buying it at the low, man. Right? I mean, what am I gonna do? Wait till it pumps up here and buy? No, I'm gonna freaking buy at the low. AVAX. And it doesn't feel good doing it, and that's how I know it's a good buy, because it doesn't feel good doing it right now. You know what I mean? That's how you always know it's a good buy, when it doesn't feel good doing it. AVAX, right in these like range lows in here. I could show you every chart, right? It's just a matter of you gotta kind of dig in deep. Algorand, weekly range lows. I mean, we can go down the freaking list. SHIB. Right at the weekly. Look at SHIB, man. I mean, this is even this is the accumulation structure that SHIB did. Look at this, bro. Look at this shit. SHIB. Right? This is basically a blown up version of this consolidation. So I took this consolidation over here on the daily and blew it up on the weekly. Look at this shit. It's the same shit. It's the same shit in here. Right? Dump. Make a low, come back up to the range high, come back down, come back up to the range high, come back down, right? That's basically the Wyckoff, right? That's literally the Wyckoff schematic right here, right? And then in my opinion, you're somewhere right in this zone right in here, right? This like kind of boring dribble out period right in there, right? It's literally the same thing. It's the same damn thing. That's why I'm pumped, man. I'm bored, but I am pumped. I am pumped. I'm bored and pumped at the same time. It's one of those things. But I do think that I can go back and show you a million of these, but they're all relatively doing the same thing. The market is clearly rigged. It is, man. Like, how are you gonna tell me that you go to weekly charts and you're doing the same price action you did 3 years or 4 years ago? It's almost like it's almost like I live in a simulation. Or for you guys, if you guys are real, which I don't know if you guys are real or not. That's the thing you don't know. If you're in a simulation, I don't know if you guys are real. So John M, if you're here, and DJ Flexa and Wayne and Anderson. Anderson said I was getting ready for Just Say Ship. Yeah, I don't know if you guys are real. Because I swear we live in a simulation, because all these patterns end up playing out the same way, right? Where you get these Wyckoff schematics that somehow play out the same way they did in the past. And they're just there, right? And you don't believe that they play out until it plays out, because this doesn't seem like it's possible. Even I'm looking at this ship chart and I'm saying there's no way we do something like this. I don't think we go up this high. I don't think this is in the cards right now. But like I said, I think we're going to see that more of that slow, methodical move up, not like the freaking moonshot. But either way, right? Whether you moonshot up like this or you just kind of slowly come up, still looking at this as a nice little Wyckoff accumulation in here, man. You know what I mean? I don't know if you're real. Derek, I don't know if you're real. How the F would I know if you're real or not? You know what I mean? And it's always looking at these charts, dude. Like, I don't know what news is going to cause this, you know? And we can sit here and say, Jordan, that's not going to play out. It might not, right? I have no freaking clue. But the best thing I can do is just look for these Wyckoff schematics and look for things that happened in the past and try to apply them to today, and ignore the freaking news that's out there right now. Because all you hear is negative news. And I always told you guys this. The market's rigged. We live in a simulation. It's almost testing our patience. Because what do you always hear at the lows? You always hear negative news. What do you always hear at the highs? You always hear positive news. And all you hear right now is negativity. Still, man. Still. And I guarantee you're going to hear negativity until Bitcoin passes its all-time high again. Even when Bitcoin's at 50K, you're still going to have FUD, right? Even when it's at 60K, you're still going to have FUD. You're going to have all the double toppers, right? But like I always like to say, like, this is when you hear bad news. This is when you hear nothing could go wrong up here, and then everything can't go wrong. Everything goes wrong down here, you know? And that's all you hear right now. Now it's the debt ceiling shit. A month ago, it was unemployment. The month before that, it was inflation was sticky. The month before that, it was the Fed still raising rates. The month before that, it was freaking Evergrande crashing. The month before that, it was this. It's always something, right? It's always damn something. But yet the market for a year now has not gone lower despite all the bad news, right? And that's how I'm pretty confident this is a Wyckoff. And I'm just using SHIB as an example. I'm not saying like SHIB's gonna moon, but just use it as like for the rest of the altcoin market, you know? All right, Bitcoin is holding that meme symmetrical triangle in here. Really, for me, guys, for me to be confident that the next move for Bitcoin is going to start like right now, right? Like we're right here. I need to see a break of this. If Bitcoin can give me a break of this trend line, like it did in 2020 and like it did in over here, and we don't live in a simulation, right? We can just say that, like we basically broke both times. We back tested. If we can break through here, I will be confident that the next move is happening. But anything below this line, I'm calling bullshit on Bitcoin. Right? Until we break this line right here, I'm calling bullshit. But like I said, I still do think we're moving up. But if we just come up like this and we get rejected and we come back down, we're just kind of continue it out for a while, you know. But once we break that line, I'll be like, yeah, let's freaking go. We're going we're going to the next one. You know. We got a $30 pump. Let's go. Should we play the pump song for the $30 pump? Dude, it's been so long. Let's do it. Maybe this will give us good luck. And this. We still got this on here, guys. Don't forget. Bitcoin is still yet to make a macro lower low with this hat on the desk. And we're almost 6 months from this hat being on the desk. Just remember. Man. $40 pump, baby. Let's go. Oh, man. But yeah. I'm not sure I'm real. Bro, I'm not sure I'm real either. Like, let's talk about this real quick. How do we know, okay, like, we might be real, but how do we know that everything we see is not fake? How do we know that we don't just live in this, like, epic, right, futuristic metaverse where we think everything is freaking real? How do we know that? We wouldn't know, right? We would have no idea, because we were hypothetically, quote unquote, born like this. You know, we have no idea. It's crazy. And there's many reasons why that could be the case. You know, like do like. I'm not going to go into this right now. I could ramble about this for days. I'm not going to go into why we might live in the metaverse. You know, shit. This year will be choppy. We've known this. Franco, oh, we know this, bro. We know this, bro. Franco, you are 100% right. This year is going to be choppy. We already knew this. Like this, the year after the bear market is sort of that year where everyone, it's not a bad year, right? Actually, Bitcoin tends to actually do good in these years. Like 2015 and 2019 were actually good years for Bitcoin. But people think they're bad years, but they're not. It's just basically in those years, you get big pumps, but it's mostly sideways. Like you'll pump for like 2 weeks and then do nothing for 3 months. Pump for 2 weeks, do nothing for 3 months. So it feels bad and it feels like nothing's happening. But in reality, you come back to reality and Bitcoin's still up, what, freaking 80% from the lows, right? So in reality, not shit ain't too bad. Oh, get your motorcycle out of here, man. Lord. God, we're trying to talk about crypto over here. X-Beck said, I'm not high enough for this conversation. Yeah, I mean, you don't want to be high for that conversation. The thing is, if you're high for that conversation, it's gonna be, you don't want to be high for that conversation because then you just start like thinking deep. The worst thing is when you're high as shit and you just start thinking about like the end of space and you start thinking about what's the end of space when you're high as shit. That is the worst. You don't want to be doing that, right? Never start talking about space when you're high. There's no worse thing you can talk about. I'm telling you right now. All right, so we got that cooking for us. Yeah, man, that's about where we're at. You guys kind of get my point now. Like, if you don't get my point, let me know in the chat. I've showed you a million different charts of where I think we are, which is, in my opinion, like, and I know this is not like the most. I know this is not the most consensus opinion, right? I know the consensus opinion is the consensus opinion. I still think is I don't know what the consensus. It's hard to know the consensus. I still think most like the general public is still very bearish now, but the people in crypto, I think the general consensus is like a test of 25 and then a move higher, right? That's sort of the consensus for people in crypto. I think the consensus for people out of crypto is that the recession's coming, it's over, right? I think that's still the general consensus in the general world. But yeah, it's hard to know. But you guys get my point. Cole said 420 watching bullish. That is bullish for the charts. Lord, that's how you know. That is how you freaking know, dude. That is how you freaking know. And I feel like I've been giving a lot of shit on these streams the last 3 days, man. Right? I'm not showing you these 4-hour symmetrical triangles that don't mean shit. I'm showing you big shit in here. I dug deep. You know, I dug deep for this shit, man. I mean, it's all these are, dude. This is just the accumulation phase, in my opinion. Like near back at the range low from July 2021. My favorite chart actually is weird enough. My favorite chart, guys, is Algorand. I don't even like Algorand anymore, right? Algorand's pissed me off so many times. Like I've bought an Algorand like 3 times and then just said F it because it just doesn't move. But dude, just where it is, like the risk reward on this thing is insane right here. Like, and I don't even like algo. I actually like for the fundamentals. I like algo, but you got the SEC after algo. You got you just got a lot of shit, and it just never pumps. But like, dude, the risk reward here is just insane, man. You know, like you're literally at the 2019 lows, where you bounced 4 times. Weekly stocks are bottomed out. The risk reward here is insane, man. But, you know, like I said, you got the SEC coming after this freaking thing. You know? Bath said algo wrecked. I agree, man. Like, the chart makes me want to buy this. Like, I want to buy this based off the chart, but I bought this like 3 times, man. And I've said F this thing. I bought it like back in 2020. It just didn't do as well as the rest of the market. And I'm like, freaking screw this thing, man. And then I think I bought it like over here too at the time. and then I ditched it somewhere in here. But dude, this thing's annoying. Let's all buy algo at the same time. Buy algo at the same time. Yeah, we could do that. There's many that dude, we can go down the list. We can go down the list, man. I'm not gonna go down the list. Even Solana, even Sol, man. Like, you obviously had the big FTX crash for Sol, but I mean, it's right where like I think the low should have been, and like if this wasn't so FTX based, the low probably should have been like here, like $20, like right at this May 2021 low, and you're kind of just sitting there right now. I don't know. Boring times, but I think this, in my opinion, these next 3 months are going to be the time we look back and we say, fuck, man, why didn't I just go, like, I bought shit, but why didn't I buy more shit? You know, I really think we're going to look back at this time and say, shit, man, like, freaking, ugh. And then one of them that I want to buy, which is XRP, shit, guys, like, XRP's pissing me off. The one that I do want to buy, like, it doesn't want to go back to my buy zone. Every other alt went back to support, except XRP. Oh, I even have the white box here, waiting for the white box, bro. I'm still going to be patient. Like, dude, if I miss out on the rest, I got 10% in here. I'm cool. But I want XRP at this white box of support, man. Just give me those higher lows, right? Just the higher low structure. And then the move up. I want it right at this. Every other alt came down except this one. I want it at 37 cents. I want it at 37 cents. But, you know, I might have to be greedy here. I might have to be euphoric to get in this one. Let's see. Stop looking down when sitting on the toilet then. Man. I do ICP, man. ICP. What is ICP up to? I haven't even looked at ICP chart in forever, man. ICP I know was doing well a long time ago, and I haven't heard shit about it since. Yeah, dude, I mean, remember the hype on ICP back in December? Everyone was talking about it. Oh, ICP going to the moon. It did like a 3x in here. And then ever since then, it's just been ghost town. But yeah, I mean, ICP is almost back to that weekly low too, man. Not quite yet, but it's almost right in that zone too. Just like, look at this long, drawn out period in here. Oh, Lord. Denise said, just get in. I want to, but the problem is, I probably, like, in hindsight, I probably should have just got in, like, all in right here. But now it's came up, like, and now the problem is, from that point, it's pumped like 11%. And I try to be very distinct about my altcoin buys because I know altcoin's a little bit more risky. So I try to be like very precise about them. I should have just went in right here. But I don't know. I'm going to be patient. There's still a chance we can come down here, I think. Like if this isn't the low for Bitcoin and Bitcoin gets dumped down to 25K, there's still a chance XRP can see down here. Right? So I'm gonna hold out hope. Slowly hold out hope. And hopefully it does happen, you know? The Arab music is the bomb. You want some Arab music? Shit, man. Oh, you hear it outside. That's not Arab music. That is some Spanish music, John. Good try, bro. Yeah. Good try, man. Jordan got a FOMO with XRP again. This time, at least at the range lows. The last time I FOMOed into XRP was... Actually, you can't even see it on the chart. The last time I FOMOed at XRP was at like $3 back in 2017. That was the first coin I ever bought. Was XRP. Pretty close to the range high. Pretty close to the range high. It wasn't exactly $3. It was like I forget the exact number. It wasn't at the high. It was before the high. It was like a few months before the high, but it was pretty much the high. You know, which basically is like, basically I bought XRP at the equivalent of like January of 2021, right? Like where altcoins were still going up, but like they were getting pretty close to a top. And yeah, the rest is history on that one, man. Man. Been holding like a mofo for 2 years. Oh yeah, XRP's been holding for a mofo like 2 years. 2 years. The only, like I said, the only reason I want this one is I really do think something's going to happen soon, because everyone's pressuring Gary the Gensler clown, you know, like everyone's pressuring him. So I think if there's ever a time, and if I'm correct, and the way I'm looking at the market right now is I think altcoins are getting to a macro low, in my opinion. If I'm correct, and I can screw up XRP in here, and then also something happens with it, dude, it's gonna be fantastic. It's gonna be fantastic. I could be wrong though. Shit. The Arab music is the bomb. Oh, Wes, don't be making that joke, bro. Appreciate the super chat though, Wes. But yeah, it is the bomb. That is a very wrong joke. Like, I'm probably gonna be getting canceled just for saying that. Even though I'm just reading a joke. Like, YouTube, I did not say that. I'm just reading the chat. You guys are gonna get me in trouble, man. One day, you guys are really gonna get me in trouble. How could you do me like that, man? You know, how could you do me like that? Social vacancy. Do you think Polkadot has a future? The chart is dead, dude. Every altcoin chart is dead. Like, there's no altcoin chart that's not dead. Give me one altcoin chart that's not dead. You know, they're all down 80% plus. But like Polkadot, see, like people will see. This is the mindset. You got to switch your mindset, social. So you might look at this chart and say it's dead, right? But you got to understand, like, this is how all crypto charts look at the deep depths of the lows, right? They look like they're dead. They're not always going to look good. If they always look good, I mean, everyone will be FOMOing, right? But yeah, I mean, do I think Polkadot? Yeah, Polkadot's going to go up the rest of the market. I mean, it's... See, the crypto's not difficult, right? I mean, you buy anything low, for the most part, it's going to go up with the rest of the market. Go back to 2020. Literally every single thing went up. You know what I mean? Like, there wasn't anything that didn't. Now, some performed better than others, right? And I still think Polkadot's going to come up. I mean, it's still, look at it. I mean, it's quote-unquote dead, but it's still in the top 10 coins, which means it's not dead, right? So, yeah, I mean, dude, it's at the weekly lows of it's ever been. You know what I mean? Risk reward, if there's ever a time, man. If there's ever a time, you can either do two things. Basically, there's three things you can do here, all right, on Polkadot when we look at this chart. Option number one, you can just DCA when we're in this range. In my opinion, that's probably the best thing to do, is just the freaking DCA when you're in this range. Option number two, you can wait for a breakout, right, and buy the breakout. In my opinion, that's probably the worst thing you can do, because what do we know about those breakouts? At least in the last 2 years, you get sent back to the shadow realm, right? So you could, if you buy the breakout, you could be down 50%, right? At some point. Now, you know, you obviously got to know where you are in the cycle. I don't think that's going to happen, but you never know. And then there's option number three, you can wait for it to go lower, which, in my opinion, when you're in a year-long range like this, waiting for it to go lower is you just kind of being greedy. Just like when you're at the highs and you're in sort of this year-long range and you're waiting for it to go higher, you're kind of just being greedy, right? It's kind of the same thought process. So that's the way I look at it. I think the best thing you can do when you have a year-long range like this, okay, maybe it goes lower, okay, I mean, have a point where you'll cut it, right? But, you know, sort of, if you're in a range like this, best thing you probably do is just freaking DCA in here, man. I know it's not fun, right? And we want to go all in here, or we want to wait for a breakout, you know, but it is what it is. Crypto's clearly a scam. Option 2, don't buy. Yeah, you have option 4, don't buy it at all, you know. That's obviously option 4 too. Just don't buy it. But if you're asking me, that means you like Polkadot. So, you know, once again, right? Most noobs will wait for it to pump, okay? Like that's, in my opinion, that's what a noob does. He waits for the YouTuber to make the breakout. He basically waits for the YouTuber to make the breakout video. Oh, Polkadot has broken the trend line, right? And as soon as you get the Polkadot broken the trend line video, that's when you go in, right? And you know when you're breaking the freaking trend line. It's always too late once you see the YouTube George, especially if you see George making a video, it's over. But you know, it's Once again, you got to do what's best for you. I'm just spitballing here, bro. Some of these things, the bottom might be the top too. The bottom might be the top. Some of them, yeah. I mean, if it's like EOS, if it's anything like EOS back in 2019, EOS is literally below that level. Like EOS got crushed, bro. Absolutely destroyed to the downside. But yeah, Anderson, I agree. I don't think that's the way to look at it, right? I mean, we can always kind of say that, Okay, I mean, what are we doing here? Like, think about it. If you ignore everything that's going on in the real, because the news is bullshit, man. It really is. It just distracts you. Ignore everything. What does a smart investor do right here, right? What does a whale do where Polkadot currently is? I'll tell you right now, a whale is not selling here, okay? And I'll also tell you right now, a whale is not shorting here, right? At least not a swing trade, right? They would have done it at the highs, okay? Like, what does a smart person do if they believe in Polkadot at a weekly range low? What do? They just do. All whales do is they wait for the range and then they just buy on the way down, right? They don't care about the short-term price. And then when price starts going back up, they scale out up. You can look at the on-chain data. That's all whales do. They slowly buy on the way down. They slowly sell on the way up. But we always try to make it difficult, right? Because we want to go all in at one time. We want to go all in at the exact bottom, But yeah, it is what it is. Let's see. I think people will be surprised how many old coins will not make it to all-time highs. I agree, Nabil. I think one of the problems we have in crypto right now is there's so many altcoins, bro. Dude, there's like 25,000 altcoins, man. And I definitely agree. And that's why I think this time around, yes, I do think everything goes up. But I think there's going to be a lot more. You're going to have to do a lot more shit this time, right? You're going to have to look for the coins with the pumpamentals, man. I always like to say this. I don't really think fundamentals mean shit, at least not yet in crypto. It's all about the pumpamentals. So I think this time it's going to be harder to find those altcoins that do really, really well. Just because there's so many altcoins now, man, right? I think they all go up, like I said, but you can't tell me that 25,000 alts are going to do, a 30 to 50x this time. I just don't see it, man. I don't see where that comes from. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe every single thing does a 30 to 50x. Who knows, right? But like, dude, there's too many alts now. We're back in the day, right? We all kind of talked about the same ones. Everyone was kind of talking about, your Bitcoin, your Ethereum. Back in the day, it was XRP. It was Stellar Lumens. It was Cardano. Right, it was Chainlink. It was Litecoin. It was the basic ones. Now you got freaking 30 layer ones in the top 100. You got freaking million layer twos just for Ethereum. You got there's just a million shits that pretty much all do the same thing. So you got to kind of dig out what's kind of in there. Let's see. Dash back in the day, Digibyte, Tron, right? Tron's still actually pretty big. I was actually looking at this today. I said that in the Discord. I was like, dude, despite all the shit that Tron gets, Tron has held up significantly well throughout the life period. Like, it's still number 12. And I think around last time, too, in the bear market, it was around the same point. Tron has just always held up well, right? Despite all the bullshit that it gets. Despite like all new names being in here, every cycle, like Doge wasn't in here, Matic wasn't in here, Sol wasn't in here, Lido wasn't in here, BNB wasn't in here, But Tron's always there, man. Same thing with Litecoin. Litecoin's always there too. It somehow always stays. Elliot said this feels like 19K boredom all over again. Facts, Elliot. I agree, man. To me, it feels like, you know what time period this feels like? It's even worse. Dude, it's even worse right now. How do I know it's even worse? Because I'm feeling it. Back here, like I was bored, but I wasn't as bored as I am now. Like I am most bored I've ever been. And that's how I know that something's coming soon, because it takes a lot for me to start going insane, right? Think about it. I do 2 streams every day. Not a lot of people do 2 streams every day, right? It takes a lot for me to get bored talking about charts, but I am bored as shit, right? And that's how I know a move is coming, because if I'm bored, I can't imagine how you guys are feeling, you know? So I appreciate you guys for being here, man, because like, dude, I get it, man. But for me, I think it's worse than this time period, which right here was boring as shit. That was before we had a big pump and then a dump because of FTX. And it was even more boring than this. Like, this was boring, but at least like we had shit to talk about down here, right? We had FTX to talk about. We had to talk about, oh, are we going to 14K? Right now, it's just brutal, bro. It is brutal right now, which is good. You want to be bored on the way up, right? If you're in an uptrend, up, bored, up, bored. That's cool. That's cool. We don't want your fork, you know? But shit, I get it. I get it, man. Oh, Lord. Let's see. That was the worst. No, this is the worst. This is the freaking worst. All right, so we got 9 minutes until the daily close. I'm at least going to stay on to the daily close, guys. I kind of want to see what the fear and greed index is. And then, because I want some fear. We're not going to have fear because Bitcoin went up today. And altcoins are up generally across the board. So we're not going to get fear yet. I would love to get some fear. So 27,230 is about where Bitcoin is right now, man. BBWP has that blue bar low. Hamilton's coming in. Hamilton with the gifted membership. Appreciate that, bro. You're always the stud, Hamilton. Hamilton's always coming in here. Hamilton's got some good TA lately too. I see you out there with the TA, bro. I see you with that. Shout out to Hamilton. Always a stud. Daniel Fontanez won. Shout out to Daniel Fontanez. Let's go, bro.
Strap up. We're going to the moon.
Let's go, man. Justin said, why do you think Link is so much more sideways than the rest of the alts? It's a good question. I don't know. You know, and I'm not going to complain about that. It makes it easier to kind of scoop some up, you know? Which, like, dude, I mean, alts aren't doing shit anyways. At least make it easy for us. And Link making it nice and easy in this range. Where's my Link? Where's Link the Slink? It's probably at the bottom of the list. There it is. Yep, there it is. All right, Chainlink. Yeah, I mean, it's been a nice range, man. It's been a beautiful range in here. It's a nice range to trade if you're just kind of trading this too. But like as far as like just accumulating in here, it's nice. Makes it easy, man. Really, like for me, if you're really trying to get in Chainlink, right, you just kind of sit at the bottom of this range, and whenever Chainlink comes to the bottom of this range, you scoop some up. It's worked pretty good in here, right? So here it comes again, you know, just like everything else, coming back down to the bottom of the range, you know, where it's gotten 1 bounce, 2 bounces, 3 bounces, 4 bounces, 5 bounces, 6 bounces. So I'm going to assume if it comes back down in here again, it's going to bounce. Why? Because you also have the weekly stocks got to be bottomed out for the first time since June, and which was your low. So you have some confluence coming in here. Another one. Chainlink kind of does this though. Like if we go back to Chainlink's past, it tends to do these boring sideways, right? Look over here. Like this, other than one little pump to the upside, look at this, man. And this was a boring range back in here in 2017. And then boom, right? And then you had this boring range right here in 2019, mostly sideways, right? Up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Then boom, right? Now you're kind of just doing nothing. Doing nothing, man. And I'm sure that this was about a year. April 2019. This was actually about a year and a half. And then this was about July to July. This was about a year, right? This was a year-long consolidation. And we are currently over a year in this one. So I think we're getting close to the sort of end of this range. Just a matter of time, in my opinion. Let's see. I'm just going to sit back and wait 5 years, then retire. You know, who said that? Andreas? It might be that easy. I really do think that. I really do think that. And it just, like I said, the amount of people in the space right now just makes me even more bullish. Makes me even more bullish because how long did we talk about last year of like, dude, this is the time you want to be in the market, right? This is the time you want to be in the market. But every time, it's human psychology, right? It's human psychology every time. Everyone wants to be in the market when it's hot, and no one wants to be in the market when nothing's going on. But where do you make the most gains in crypto? Guys, I'm going to be honest with you. You don't make the most gains in crypto trading, okay? You don't. Okay, I know that's going to kill a lot of people's dreams. Trading's fun. I still do it for fun, right? But you're not going to make the most money trading. You make the most money in crypto buying shit low, especially alts, buying shit low and selling it high, right? I mean, it's that simple. But, you know, you just got to kind of wait. It's not rainbows and sunshines, right? Like we always like to say. If everyone was bullish here, we'd be mooning, and you wouldn't get prices like this, right? And that's why we've been going up slowly but surely. It's like climbing out of the deep depths of hell, you know, where everything around you is burning, but yet the price keeps going up. It's weird. Let's see. What do altcoins produce? Nothing, Wayne. I'm not disagreeing with you, Wayne. Listen, Wayne, I am not disagreeing with you. Okay? I've always said this. I am not going to hold alts. Alts are for me to buy low and sell high. Just like any stock, right? Most people buy a stock low and sell a high, you know? But dude, Wayne, I'm not arguing with you, bro. You know, I completely agree with you on that instance. Most alts do absolutely nothing, or just copying another one that's bigger than it. You know, I mean, that's the world, though. Look at businesses, bro. They all do the same shit. They just kind of copy each other, and then one of them does it the best, you know? That's really all it is. Remember this time before you made bank? Oh, yes, man. You'll remember this time where you're just bored as shit. And I told you guys, like, where we are now, right here, right? Like, I mean, this whole run has been kind of just everyone bearish and times of super boredom, right? Reminds me, this time period right here, right? Big FTX crash shakes out a lot of people in here, and then just a slow grind up. Reminds me of the COVID crash, and then in this zone, just a slow grind up, right? And I was making videos back here, man, and I was getting negative comments just like I am now, right? That disagrees with me, right? I tell them I'm an idiot for being bullish here. Don't you see the world? We got a freaking COVID's going around, man. People are dying and shit. You're gonna be bullish on the markets. The economy's not even open. How you gonna be bullish? It was the same shit, just different words over here, man. Like, that's what people don't get. Like, over here, you think it was bullish, but it wasn't, man. People were super bearish over here, man. You know? And to me, it's the same kind of thing we're dealing with over here. We might not go up like this because we're not gonna have the same money printing and shit. But I do think it's the start of the slow grind up to the upside. Slowly. Not as fast as 2020, like I said, because we're not printing trillions of dollars this time. But the good thing is that trillions of dollars is already printed, right? So it's out there. It's just on the sidelines at the moment. Let's see. Oh, yeah, you had a KDA super chat. A KDA super chat? Who said a KDA super chat? Let me guess. Was it Frank Fractal? Don't tell me. Do you think KDA... Oh, KDA is dead. KDA? What do you think KDA, man? Remember when you got called a scammer? When did I get called a scammer? I don't think I've ever got called a scammer. Cody, when did I get called a scammer? Link. What was I? Oh, Cadena. KDA. I probably did at some point, you know, in the comment section. I've been called many things. You know what I mean? I've been called many things over here. KDA. Where are we at? There it is. Let's see. Bro, we are all idiots. That's why we're here. Facts. I mean, listen, That's the thing, though. The idiots usually do the best. Dude, look at all the people who made money in crypto. It's a bunch of idiots. Dude, you got BitBoy, Crypto. You got a bunch of idiots. Carl the Moon. These ain't smart people. But the thing is, the smart people over smart themselves. I'm not going to name names, but all the people that everyone who thinks they're super smart in this space, they literally miss the bottom because they're outsmarting themselves, right? I'm not going to name names, right? But listen, the people, you got to be a little dumb. You got to be a couple little nuts. You can't just read the news and be like, I'm bearish because there's a recession coming. No, dumbass. It's not about smarting yourself, right? You got to be a little nuts, and you got to be able to look behind the scenes a little bit. And you got to be kind of like a conspiracy theorist a little bit, right? In crypto. Because if you just consistently follow the narrative, like, oh my God, economy's bad, I'm bearish, you're probably going to lose. And you already had this whole year you've lost so far, right? So you got to kind of be a little crazy. You know what I mean? Like, stop overthinking it, man. Like, stop being like, just look at the chart. It's not like, oh my God, but the economy's bad. But the debt ceiling, bro, the debt ceiling. Because you got all these macro LARPs that were bearish on the stock market in October. Literally the Pico low, calling for lows. People calling for 8K when Bitcoin was at 16K. You know, like I said, I'm not gonna. It is what it is. People outsmart themselves, man. You know. You got to be a little dumb, and you got to be a little bit nuts, and you got to have a little bit of ball sack. You can't constantly just be bearish because price is moving down, or bullish when price just because price is moving up. You got to have a ball sack. You know, it is what it is. Let's see. He's about to ignore it. The daily close. True. Anyways, Cadena, do I think it's dead? No, actually, I actually wouldn't say Cadena's dead. Actually, you know, Frank, I actually like the Cadena chart right now, man. I actually like the KDA chart. I do. And there's multiple reasons why I like this. You might say it looks like shit. You know, I mean, it does right now. But what do I see on this chart? You guys see what I see on this chart, right? The problem I have with Cadena, though, like it doesn't really have anything over here to be like super confident as support. But just for where it is right now, what do I like about this chart? Right? What do I like about this chart, man? You got lower lows on the weekly, right? But we got higher lows on the RSI. So you got your classic bullish divergence on the weekly, which you never want to ignore bullish divergence on the weekly. Like that's the one thing you never want to ignore. And you also got the stocks that are crossing up right now. And you also got a swing failure pattern where you broke the low, but now you're getting back above that low. You got kind of everything that actually looks like good for a swing long, actually, right? But here's the problem. Like, this is exactly my point. People look at this and be like, I'm not buying this shit. That looks like shit. And just ignore that it's Cadena, okay? Act like this was Bitcoin, okay? Ignore it's Cadena. Am I a big fan of Cadena? No. I'm not a fan of the project. I used to be okay, but I dug more into it. It's Cadena. If this was a Bitcoin chart, you would have to be bullish as shit on this chart right now, right? But, obviously it's Cadena, so take that with a grain of salt. But I actually wouldn't mind this for like a swing long on this one, actually. So Frank, you outdid me. You outdid me, man. Frank, let's go to the moon, man.
We're going to the moon.
Versus Frank Fractal's best day. Jordan might be slightly bullish on Cadena. This is almost like Jordan being bullish on Bitcoin Cash. Oh man, George killed this coin too. No, George doesn't kill coins. See, the thing is, George doesn't kill coins. He just talks about them too late. So it's not like George is like killing coins. He's not like Freddy Krueger coming in the dream and just killing coins. He just talks about them he just talks about them a little bit too late. That's all. Like, you won't find George talking about Cadena right here. You'll find George talking about Cadena when Cadena's up here, right? That's just how it is. George is like the retail trap. Like if you long Cadena, wait for a video, boom, get out. There you go. You're done. Donezo on that one. Lieutenant Dan Daigle said, Frank, no, don't ape into this, man. It's because at the end of the day, it's Cadena. But I mean, it kind of goes with all my everything I'm looking at with altcoins, right? Because if I'm looking at Ethereum Classic fractals and Doge fractals, and I'm looking at those as eventually going up, most likely everything would go up in that circumstance, right? So that's about where we're at, man. We are sort of waiting in here. We're sort of waiting in here, man. George was all about Cadena. Dude, we were all about a coin at some point, man. Dude, at some point, I was all about XRP. At some point, I was all about Crow before I sold it at the bottom. I was all about... what else was I all about? I was all about many things. Many, many things in my past. And then they dumped. We've all done it. We all make mistakes. But the thing about crypto is, like, you can erase, like, 10 mistakes with, like, one win. You just got to get it at the right time, That's the thing about crypto. Because the thing about crypto is, like, all right, say you invest money and then you lose, like, 70% of it, right? Which I think we've all done before. But then you take that rest of that 30% and you keep it at the deep, deep depths of the bear market. And then you stake that altcoin that you're in does a 10x. Boom, there you go. I mean, you just now you got whatever 300%, and you're now up 5x, right? So that's the thing about crypto is, like, you can get screwed, but if you get in at the smart levels, like at the lows instead of the highs, one win can make it back, right? You just you just don't want to be FOMOing into shit. That's really, I mean, it really comes down to crypto. It just comes down to, say, don't FOMO shit. Don't FOMO shit. And then, yeah, that's it, man. Just don't FOMO shit. And you'll be good. Don't marry your bags. True. True, man. What you guys talk about? Everyone's talking about Luna. I'm just rambling today, guys. I hope you guys don't mind. It's just, you guys don't care, right? I mean, you guys watch, I mean, hopefully because you like me, right? At the end of the day. And, I've made my case on where I think Bitcoin's going. You've heard it a million times. So I'm not going to talk about it. I'm just kind of rambling. Hope you guys don't mind today, though. If you mind me rambling, let me know in the chat. If you mind me rambling in the chat today, man. We will get hyped again at some point, guys. Let's break this trend line. And then we can get hyped. We will do it. Shit. Get your shorts ready. Ramble alert, man.
Rant alert.
The ramble is actually great. You liked rambling? Okay. I mean, I'll keep rambling for a little bit. I'm just kind of rambling. It's that ramble time in the market, right? It's like these are the times in the market where they're the most, and then just to kind of continue rambling, like, these are the kind of times in the market that are the most important. Like, dude, right now, we got 10 months into the halving. Alts are at range, alts are at or approaching range lows, right? Bitcoin's back at the bull market support band, right? Like, this is like a very critical point in the market that, in my opinion, this is just totally my take. That like I said, we'll look back and if even just a few months, if not a few months, we'll look back next year and be like, fucking, what the frick, man? It was so obvious in hindsight, man. You couple the fact that you got just absolute boredom in the market, right? So you got Bitcoin in an uptrend, altcoins at range lows, complete boredom in the market. You got, like I said, you guys might not believe this. It's more about the trend, not about the number, right? You got inflation coming down freaking hot, right? Where the next two CPI prints are going to be insanely good. You got the Fed that's most likely going to be pausing in the next FOMC meeting, which I do think will be bullish. The pivot is usually bearish, right? But the pause is usually fine. So I think that's going to be good. And then I think the debt ceiling shit is gonna be fine too, right? So, and I think that's a part of the reason why kind of the stock market came down is kind of holding here. right in here, right? It's kind of just holding in here. I think if all those things kind of go the way I expect, I think this is going to be, in hindsight, just going to become one of those what the hell moments, you know? S&P futures are up. Stock market futures are up after stock market had a pretty big day, down day today. Once again, just the market's spooked with these debt ceiling shit. The debt ceiling. I'm so sick of this debt ceiling shit. We're most likely going to have to deal with this freaking debt ceiling shit for another, what is it, week? June 1st is the deadline. Christ, man. June 1st is the deadline, man. Cody said, any guesses on upcoming narratives? A lot of the narratives are getting close to the end, right? The problem is there's not a lot of altcoin narratives right now, man. Right? I mean, there's the Litecoin narrative, which Litecoin has performed very well. It's one of the only alts that actually has outpaced Bitcoin since the lows, right? But that one's like kind of coming close to an end, right? The Litecoin halving is in July, so you got like a month and a half left to the Litecoin halving. This still might be a little juiced. So if Bitcoin gets that next leg up, I probably expect Litecoin to do really, really well. I'm looking for like 145 on Litecoin. That's one of the narratives. You got Hong Kong. See, this one's a little bit too close, though. You got Hong Kong that's launching trading in a week. I would be careful with that one, though. All right, the two that I like for that one is ACH. It's already kind of got a decent move up. And then Conflux. But like I said, that's a week out. Be careful because we're getting very close to that date. No one's talking about that either. That's the other thing. Hong Kong is launching crypto trading in 1 week. No one's talking about that. I feel like that's just like slipped under the radar, man. You know how many people Hong Kong has in it? Hong Kong has a shitload of people. And people like to say, but the medium income is like 20K. Bro, the medium income in the US is 20K. What are we saying? It's the same shit, you know? But yeah, so it's like, you got that coming up. You might be a little bit late on that train. ACH and Conflux. Besides that, I mean, there's just not a lot of narratives right now, man. You know? There's not a lot of narratives. Like, there's like almost no altcoin narratives. Render's been doing well, but that's kind of left the train. There's always some narrative that comes out, though. You know? I think the AI narrative is kind of like shot in the foot. Yeah, the meme coin narrative is pretty much over at this point. So it's like, they're all over, man. That's just the market right now, man. The same day as the debt ceiling deadline. Coincidence? I don't know, Anderson, but that is pretty insane. That is pretty insane. Let's see. Do you see Litecoin breaking 1K? I think there's a chance. You know, I think that Litecoin's actually a sleeper of mine. I actually might hold my Litecoin. Like I was gonna sell Litecoin when the halving came, like a couple days before the halving, because usually you see a little bit of dump on the news. But I might sell it and then buy it back because Litecoin's one of the only altcoins that has been deemed not a secure. It's not going to be deemed a security, right? Because it's basically just Bitcoin at the end of the day. So like it's kind of like a sleeper, because what if the SEC comes down on all the altcoins, and it's just like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Doge, and whatever else they don't deem a security, right? It's kind of a sleeper of mine. I might buy it back on a dip after the halving. I might do it. Am I bullish on it if that doesn't happen? It's still gonna do well. But I mean, Litecoin's just in a big range its whole lifespan. It basically comes up to 350, comes back down to around 40, right? Comes back up to 350, comes back down to 40, right? So, at this point, I probably look for like 350 as the bull market high, which is not anything insane, unless you get like some crazy shit. I don't know. ETH is king. Let's go. ETH is king, bro. ETH is king. Man. George talked about HK adoption in today's video. Oh, he did? Nice. At least someone else is talking about it. I watch a good amount of peeps. I haven't really heard anyone else talking about that. I feel like that's just one of those things that's kind of just slept under the rug. But the good thing about that is there's no volatility in the market. At least if you get some of these Hong Kong traders in there, not necessarily like they're going to be, I mean, a lot of them have a lot of money, but just the amount of people that will hopefully be doing it now that it's legal, hopefully brings some, some liquidity into the market right now, because there's none. There's no liquidity in here, bro. As you can see with Bitcoin, like I feel like it hasn't moved in years. That's how I feel. I'm slowly turning into the, I'm not even the guy from Castaway anymore. I'm slowly turning into the Joker over here. Slowly. I'm stacking ARB. Yeah, man. The ones I'm really looking to get into over the course of the next, really before the halving, right? The next 10 months. I want to get a really good position on, I'm happy with Bitcoin and ETH. I actually want to add more ETH because I'm actually, like I said, I've never been more bullish on ETH than I am now. But I want to stack Uniswap, Arbitrum, Optimism, Matic, and then whatever new ones come out, because I think the new ones always get the hype. But those four, other than Bitcoin and ETH, and I always hold Link too. I have Link next to my heart. Okay, Link. I just have this weird connection with Link. Link the Slink. But yeah, Uniswap, Arbitrum, Optimism, and Matic. But they said, picking altcoins is a needle in a haystack, and I'll always look to add if some new project comes out. Which, dude, there's gonna be new projects that come out that are the hype. Think about it, man. Right? We're talking about all these projects right now, like Solana and AVAX and Polkadot. These might be the dino coins of the next cycle, man. Because think about it. Look at the top 20. Half these coins weren't even around in 2019, right? You didn't have Matic. You didn't have Solana. You didn't have Polkadot. All these didn't even exist. You didn't have AVAX, right? You didn't have Uniswap. I mean, most of these, at least the big ones now, dude, they didn't even exist back then. Shiba, I don't even think exists. Who cares about Shiba? But the only ones that really were up here, even BNB, BNB was small back then, right? The only ones that were really up here were Bitcoin, ETH, and Cardano. Everything else wasn't really even up here. That's the thing. Even Litecoin was in the top 10. So dude, there's gonna be new L1s that come out that get everyone hyped. There always is. We just don't know what they are yet, right? That's why you gotta kind of dig deep and see what they are. What's the new ones? New L1s that people are hyped about. I think the L2s have been the big hype lately, but I know a lot of people like Aptos. You can go down the list. A lot of people like Phantom. I think Phantom. Phantom's been super strong in this bear market. I actually think Phantom will get into the top 20 easy, in the when the market really starts picking up. Phantom's been hyped. Let's see what else people are hyped about. There's a lot of them, man. Conflux is an interesting one, right? That's kind of the Chinese people. They call it the Chinese Ethereum. They call it the Chinese Ethereum, Conflux. I do hold some Conflux right now. But yeah, you can go down the list. There's just so many now. It's just hard to know. Sui is a newer one that people like. So I don't even know if I'm saying it right. Seaweed. I don't know. There's so many of them. Frank says Cadena. Cadena. Lord. Pulse Chain has beat out BSC Day after on volume. Yeah, Pulse Chain is interesting, man. Like I said, Hex gets a lot of hate, but Pulse Chain is definitely interesting, man. But we'll see. I know Richard Hart gets a lot of hate. I might have to do more research on Pulse Chain, man. Because I know that's gonna be freaking hype as shit. Atom is the best one. Atom, a lot of people like Atom too. Atom has been around for a while. Atom's kind of just always been in this like 15 to 25 range. It's not going anywhere though. Atom's just like that reliable. It's always here. It's always here. Maybe Atom in this next cycle finally gets, because I know a lot of people say that Atom is like fundamentally, like a lot of people make the case that Atom fundamentally is the best one, right? Maybe it'll finally get its due presence and finally, man, come into the top 10. Maybe, right? The problem is, like, the problem with these coins is like just, you can have the best fundamentals, but a lot of them just don't. The price action doesn't necessarily follow. But I mean, Atom did good last cycle too. But we shall see, man. We shall see. We shall see. I'm stuck with the safe coins on PayPal. I mean, dude, until at least until next year, you're probably better with those safe coins, right? Because I honestly, probably Bitcoin, ETH, and Litecoin are probably going to be three of the best performers this year. They've been so far this year. I think those have been the best three performers overall, other than, you know, like new ones that have gone to the moon. I think it's time for fundamentals narrative. We don't dump. I hope so, Anderson. I hope so, man. I've been trying to stack some of these, you know. Hopefully, man. But anyways, guys, I'm gonna call a stream. Let me just check what the crypto fear and greed index is. Let me see where we're at. We're at a 50. This just perfectly explains the market. We've been at a 50 on the fear. Exactly 50. No 49. No 51. I think we've been exactly at a 50 for like 4 days straight now. And that just perfectly encapsulates on what's going on right now. It is just neutral. I mean, you cannot say it any better than just neutral. It's just perfect. Is there any economic shit coming up this week? Let's see. We had PMI today. Oh, tomorrow we got Yellen speaking. She'll probably be yelling about the debt ceiling at 10 o'clock in the morning. We got FOMC minutes. Such a waste of time, man. Like, they're just going to talk about the last FOMC meeting. That's not a big deal. Unemployment claims, GDP, price index. Okay, we got PCE on Friday. Maybe that'll give us some volatility. I don't know, man. You don't know with this shit anymore. Like, you know, guys, notice the time goes on, the market cares less and less and less about this shit. It does. The market just doesn't give a shit about that shit anymore. It moves short term, but then it doesn't do anything. Anyways, I'm out. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Have a fantastic night, guys. Keep your eyes on the prize. We're going to get through this boring time together. Okay? Just remember where we're at. Remember everything we talked about. Obviously, do your more research. Look into shit. Come up with your narrative. Come up with your plan. And but we're going to get through this together on this channel, right? This boring freaking time. Because I think after this boring time, whether we go to 25K or we already saw the low, I do think we're going to see an explosive move to the upside. And there's many reasons why I think it's an explosive move. I'm not just making that up. But I'm out. Peace out. And have a fantastic night, guys. See ya. I'm not ignoring anyone after party. I just might not have saw your chat, man. You know, I might not have saw your chat, bro. My bad, bro. Oh, I got some super chats in here. What we got? Do TA on Ben. Oh, okay. I'll look at Ben real quick. You can't. Listen, you can't do TA on meme coins, but we can look at it for sure. I don't mind looking at it. Ben. Let's see. Okay, so this is the MEXC chart. It's actually been doing pretty well. I what I'll say about this, and I'm going to spread FUD on it, whatever. As always, guys, as I've always seen with influencer coins, if you're up big on this one, make sure you at least take your profits out. Because quite personally, I've been in this space for a long time, and I have never seen a coin started by an influencer that has held its value. I can go back and show you all the influencer coins. None of them have ever stayed going up. At some point, they get destroyed, right? Maybe this one's different. But all I'll say is, I hope it continues up for you. But just make sure you're taking profits, especially on a coin named Ben. just make sure you're taking profits on this one. But the chart looks pretty good, man. I mean, you just kind of get slowly coming up. Can't say anything bad about the chart. Chart looks fantastic. But like, dude, if you were accumulating bend down here and you're up 2 to 3x at this point, dude, no problem staying in it. Just make sure you're paying yourself, especially on these memes, man. Because at the end of the day, people say it's not a meme coin. I mean, it's a meme coin. Let's be honest. You know, so it's got like a little dick and balls pattern in here, man. Little dick, but it's different this time. Yeah, I mean, it was kind of the same thing as VPAD and Costa, and there was one that Da Vinci did way back in the day. But, you know, all those are just ghost town. But, hey, let's freaking go. Hope it goes to the moon for you, bro. Just make sure you're, take your initial out. So even if it dumps, like, dude, say if you put $100 in here, right? And now it's 300. Dude, just take the 100 out. So then it's like, okay, whatever. If it goes back down, at least I didn't lose anything, you know? And then you leave the 200 in and freaking let that shit ride to the moon, bro. Right? Let's freaking go.
Strap up. We're going to the moon.
Let's freaking go, man. I think that's kind of the best strategy I have with memes is like, get in low, buy it, right? Buy it low. If you get up 2x, take half of that shit out, let the less ride, right? So then you won't be salty if it goes back down. At least as salty, you know? Because the worst thing you could do is be up like 3x on a meme coin, and then it just shoot back down, you lose everything. That's the worst. Anyways, guys, I'm out. Peace. Later. See ya.